Tony, I guess the frustration with those errors in the bottom of the seventh there, just you felt like that's kind of when it came apart for you?
Maybe. I mean, it was a back and forth game. I don't think anything really necessarily came apart. Just we didn't play well enough to win the game. I think we had a chance to throw out a runner. You know, Burks is not 100% on the base pass, so if we just play catch right there, we got a chance to throw the guy out. I think that was a source of extra frustration. You know, but otherwise they put together a rally and ultimately put together, their big inning was 3 and ours was 2, and, you know, obviously, you know, it was 5-3, but to me that's kind of the difference.
Crosby was really good again tonight. What might have been different about him in the seventh maybe than some of the previous innings?
You know, I think, you know, they were just able to do something against them. I mean, to talk about the catcher again, I mean, that at-bat wasn't very good. I believe we walked him on 4 pitches. You know, other than that, he let a ball get away. It was a hit by pitch, but they had, you know, taken some good swings off him at times and had, you know, a little bit of action on the bases with some base hits, but he was so competitive out there and so good, he was able to put out the fire. And, you know, he did his job, you know, got the 2 outs, and who knows, you never know what's going to happen if he faces Petrie, but to me, he was really good the whole night. Just the one at bat, if he could turn back in time, I'm speaking for him, you know, to not have a 4-pitch, non-competitive at bat.
Well, what ended up making the move for him in the first inning?
Just gut and treating the first inning like it's the 5th, 6th, or 7th, or 8th was really about it. Nothing crazy beforehand or after. And you know, we had Stom available on Sunday last weekend, and now he'll be available not just on Sunday but Saturday. So he's done a good job for us, just, you know, accepting the role of what we've given him the last 2 weeks. And obviously last week goes better. This one doesn't go that great, but there was a 0 in the first inning. And ugly, pretty, it doesn't matter. That's at the end of the day what you're looking for on defense.
What did you see from your offense tonight?
You know, pretty good early on as far as just the competitiveness and kind of having somewhat of a plan up at the plate, but you know, their guy is good for a reason. I think we pushed actually more across than he's given up in the SEC run-wise, maybe 3 for us, 2 for the opponents. But you know, maybe a little bit quicker to adjust to some things that we were talking about in the dugout, either as coaches or players. So some good and some bad. And then, you know, as the game goes on and, you know, things get fired up, we seem to have a knack for playing in front of big groups like this. The crowd gets excited. There's a little more adrenaline in the air. I think the offense and anyone involved needs to, you know, be able to calm themselves a little bit.
On a good, not like this where it's a good baseball game, you drop it late. How excited is it for you guys to have Drew being the confidence level there coming out here tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, that helps. I mean, but it's kind of like that ever since Drew was a freshman, whether it's Saturday, Sunday, whatever day we're you know, pitching them. I think it's more about excitement to get back to the park. And, you know, last year we joked, it's not complaining, it just, the last time we were here, I should say, it was just kind of chaos. There were some things that went on with our travel. The weather was abysmal. We didn't play very well. And everything else, you know, it's kind of been the opposite here. It's a nice day, good crowd, competitive ball, and you guys should be excited to come to the park no matter who's pitching.
I feel like Causey's been just completely back to what he was for most of the year.
Yeah, and I don't think, you know, necessarily left. I mean, if you dissect those games or really break them down, it's what happened was a couple mistakes kind of, you know, snowballed on them a little bit. And again, it takes composure when you're in this league because there's usually probably a pretty big crowd. There's big circumstances or a lot talked about leading into the series. And then, you know, there's probably somebody explosive waiting to come up to bat if you do make a mistake. So I think it's just a lesson learned of how important his composure and bulldog mentality helps him, and he needs to maintain it regardless of what's going on around him.
What'd you like about going to Snead there in that moment?
You know, he's been great for us, and, you know, I thought, you know, in particular, he's done well in some situations, and so, you know, really it's kind of interesting. The outcome of the at-bat was the exact same as Causey's last time facing Petrie. We just don't make a play, and, you know, to our third baseman's defense, he's getting 75 different hand signals and directions and things like that. So I don't know if he got caught in between on that deal right there, but you know, Snead's done pretty well for us. So.